2017 is here, and many are wondering what the upcoming year will hold for the city of Moore. City Councilman Mark Ham says that among the projects residents are likely to see get underway this year, one of the biggest is construction on the 34th Street Bridge.
The 34th Street Bridge is a big project, and it's something that the voters approved a couple of years ago, and it takes a while, as I'm learning as well, to get these things to become reality when you begin to see the construction.
Assistant City Manager Todd Jensen says there are a lot of hurdles to clear before construction begins.
Because you deal with federal regulations, state regulations, a lot of property owners to buy property from them, and that's a process that you have to go through. So, but we'll get there.
Elizabeth Jones, the city's community development director, also says the city is working on a big street widening project on 34th.
Extending a 4-lane out on 34th Street from Telephone Road to Santa Fe. That project is still in the engineering phase, and we will wait for some federal funding, but it's possible that that project could also start towards the end of 2017.
One hot button topic that is being addressed, a railroad underpass at 4th Street.
I know that the city is actively pursuing a Tiger grant and has been for a while. We're working again with Burlington Northern Railroad, with the state of Oklahoma, with the federal government, actively pursuing a Tiger grant to help us fund that project.
Jensen says the city is taking advantage of federal funds to do all of this early heavy lifting.
We are using HUD funds, Housing and Urban Development funds, no city funds, but HUD funds, to design the actual project. It's about $1.2 to $1.4 million to design that underpass. And what that enables us to do is that enables us to, in 2017 and 2018 probably, go after a Tiger grant. And that is a federal grant that can help build that. It won't build it all, but it will certainly enable us to move further down the tracks, if you will.
Everyone involved with the railroad underpass agree that this will be a slow-to-develop project.
It's not something that'll happen in 2017 as far as actual construction, but there's just a ton of work going on behind the scenes that people don't see. And we understand that the community really wants that project and is excited to make that happen. There's just a lot of steps you got to go to get to that point.
But Ham says there are plenty of other projects residents will see starting up in 2017.
One, the completion of the new fire station. That actually, just yesterday, the City Council approved to move it from 12th Street over to the Fairmore Park, or what most of us know that have lived here for a while, called the Dairy Queen Park.
I would imagine construction would start, late 2017 on that. Take about a year to do, so late 2018, sometime 2019 for that project to be complete.
Construction on Fairmore Park is already well underway.
There'll be a whole new playground. There'll be a medium-sized splash pad. There'll be a really nice walking trail. There'll be some picnic shelters that'll be built there, a restroom. We're redoing the horseshoe courts that were there. There's going to be a nice little water feature that we're going to have there. A lot more parking, a lot more accessibility to the park itself. There'll be trail lights. So it's going to be a really neat park, and something I think the neighborhood and people in that area should really enjoy.
Jensen says residents will also see significant work being done at other city parks, including Westmore and Little River. In fact, Jensen says the improvements to Moore's parks system is turning heads all across the country.
We go to a conference every year, and people are envious of us and what the investment that the community, and I do say community, because these are voter-approved projects, voter-approved money that funds these projects. They're envious of what we have done and are doing, and there's not a park system in Oklahoma, maybe in the United States, that's done all the things that we've been able to do. I mean, there's communities that have spent more money than us, but for a community our size, given our parks and our park size, I think dollar per acre, we're at or near the top of a community in the United States that's invested in our parks, and it will continue for the next 4 years and beyond that.
And then there's the city's Envision Moore Plan 2040. It's a comprehensive plan that will be finishing up in the spring. Jones says the city has spent the last 18 months talking to citizens about what they want Moore to look like in the future.
And all sorts of residents of differing backgrounds let us know what was important to them. One thing that we did hear loud and clear is that 19th Street has some issues, and we all love to go there because it has great new stuff, and it's really convenient for a lot of people, but the traffic can be difficult at times, and we all know that.
Jones says the city plans to address those concerns about 19th Street.
I think that if we offer other options in other areas of the city, we're hoping that that should take some of the pressure off of 19th Street to allow people to enjoy everything that it still has, maybe a little bit better.
The Envision Moore public meetings and surveys also yielded one other big concern for residents: more improvements to Old Town. The city is working on preliminary plans for a park that will connect visitors to Moore's rich history, and there are more immediate plans for street improvements.
I know a project that will start sometime in March, and that's going to be Howard Street from Central Junior High all the way to Southeast 4th Street. That street is going to be rebuilt.
This is to correct some historical drainage problems where we can, but then also to make it more walkable for the community who lives here, the kids who go to school here, and even the visitors on those special events.
Ham says the city is paying attention to the little touches that will hopefully create more charm for the Old Town area.
We're going to have historic lighting versus just the old utility pole with a light on it. We want to do something a little more decorative.
Those projects are just scratching the surface. City leaders say more residents should keep their eyes open because there's plenty to get excited about in 2017.